on ABC 22 News.
At this place in history, we're in Woodstock with Steve Perkins, the executive director of the Vermont Historical Society. Steve, to be exact, we're at the Billings Farm and Museum. So what brings us here?
So, Mike, this place is just an incredible place for people to visit. It has been a model farm for Vermonters for well over a century. It still is so today. We're going to go inside and we're going to meet with Christine Scales, who's the director of education.
Yeah, so Billings Farm, it's named after Frederick Billings, who purchased the farm in 1869 and established it as Billings Farm 1871. Frederick Billings grew up in the area, moved west to California, and kind of made his fortune out there, but really felt a strong pull back to Vermont and back to his home. Seeing what was happening out west with kind of the exploitation of the land out there, the loss of trees and habitat, when he came back to Vermont, he saw some of that happening here too. Vermont had a really big sheep boom in the mid-1800s. They were importing a lot of merino sheep.
That's right.
And so the sheep, a lot of land was cleared for pasture. It was also cleared for firewood, for fertilizer. So there was a lot of erosion going on between overgrazing, just the amount of animals that were on the land were more than the land could support, and then you add in, you're cutting down trees, you're losing that kind of support in the land as well. So Frederick Billings bought this farm and the estate and wanted to set it kind of up as a model for how people could use the land and the resources of the land, but use it responsibly.
He had some help doing that, right?
Absolutely,
right.
Yeah. So obviously Frederick Billings didn't do it himself. He had a great farm manager in George Aitken, who was a Scottish immigrant who worked for him from 1884 until his death in 1910. We are in his office right now.
Yep.
And from here he would have kept an eye on what was happening on the estate and the reforestation efforts, on the dairy herd, and on the cropland that was along the river here.
And so between the two of them, they settled on Jersey cows.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference from sheep.
Yes.
Why that switch?
Yeah, and that was a really intentional choice too. Sheep farming was becoming less and less profitable in the state. A lot of people who were raising sheep were moving west, were leaving the state. The population was declining.
Would Mr. Aitken have lived in this building too, perhaps upstairs?
Yeah, so the house was designed for three specific purposes. And number one was as a place of business. Another main purpose was to be as a residence for George Aitken and his family. He had a wife and 4 daughters who all lived here. And then the third purpose was as a butter factory. So in the basement we have an 1890s butter factory, which is called a creamery. So we're still a working farm today.
Yep.
We still produce milk and sell it. It was private, owned by the Billings family until the 1980s.
So how can people learn more about Frederick Billings and about this farm?
Yeah, so they can come visit us at Billings Farm and Museum. We are open every day through the end of October, and then open weekends after that until we reopen in April. And they can visit our website at billingsfarm.org as well, and on our social media pages.
A model for sustainable agriculture in Woodstock at this place in history.
Local news that matters.